Welcome back. My name is Peter Pilgrim. And in the summer of 2020, I had this great idea of creating a brand new video course, which I called, maybe stupidly, How to Improve Your Personal Performance in Java Technology. Now, I called it this way because there are lots of people like me who want to have that great IT career. They want that career strategy, and they just want a software engineering path. Someone told how it is and how it will be by another software engineer. And I thought this was a good idea. So a little reminder from me. This course is non-technical in nature. So you won't find any Java, a single line of Kotlin or Scala or Groovy, or Basic, or C or C++, or any web stuff such as HTML5, CSS, Bootstrap, Angular, React, or any system layer level languages such as Golang, Rust. Those are nice to have. And let's not forget C# as well. Or if you're really lucky and really knowledgeable, you know about F# and Haskell and all those ML languages. This is not for you then if you're looking for those languages. This is non-technical. Instead, we're going to look at personal performance. Now, when I started in this business at 11 years old, computers, by order of magnitudes were a lot weaker than they are now. I worked when the 6502 CPU, Central Processor Unit, was popular. When the Zilog Z80 was popular, 8-bit computing, that's when I started, home computers. And I learned how to program organically. I learned on the school computers, because computers were still expensive, even for a young black kid growing up in South London. You couldn't buy a computer that you could program until you had one came out. Clive Sinclair came out with the Spectrum, and I had a BBC Micro. But that's by the by, that's boring stuff. Because what I quickly learned that I had to take control. I was learning organically. The technical stuff came easy. It was the personable stuff that was the hardest thing to learn. You and control. When I started, it was all about whiz kids earning lots of money by writing arcade games, the best arcade games that you could at the time, moving little pixels across an 8-bit frame buffer to make it more technical. If you don't understand what that is, it doesn't matter, because you don't need to know that for the course. But we start by looking at the first module, which is all about you and control. The second module looks at introspectives. It's knowing why we like certain things in life. Like for me, I liked getting up early and going to school and coding and learning about basic home computing, writing all sorts of codes. Some of us really made good money out of it. I didn't do so until I got through university. But in any case, it was fun. But why is it fun? Why are certain things fun for us when other things we don't think are fun? And we'll discover in Module 2 what we mean. In Module 3, once you have and understand your purpose, then you have this thing called Intrinsic Drive. So have you ever sat in school next to someone who has been really good at French or geography or biology or social science, and they've been, wow, this person's great. Well, how on earth is that other person so great at it? And you yourself, like me, are so rubbish at it. And I'm sure I had the effect on other people. Why is Peter so good at IT and computing and games and rubbish at anything else? Well, people want to look at excellence. They don't understand what it is inside of them that makes them drive to that solution. Like anybody who becomes a sports celebrity or sports star, it is the practice and the repeated practice that makes you want to do it in the first place. But inside your mind, you must be getting something out of the experience. And that is the secret of getting good at rock guitar or drums or instruments. You've got to enjoy what you do. And then, like anything else in life, we fail at a lot of things. Now, retrospective, you probably come to terms in this fourth module, had this experience with agile teams or scrum teams where you get a scrum master or project manager or just the de facto leader running a retrospective and with post-it notes and good and bad and what can be improved. But did you know retrospectives can also be applied to the individual? So entrepreneurs know this. Once they fail, they can work out pretty much why they failed and go at it again. That's why we have serial entrepreneurs. And this is such an essential required skill for an engineer, developer, and architect, that we are not afraid to look at failure and learn from failure. From there, we go on to our strengths and weaknesses. So, as you can see, there's a natural order. In the retrospectives, we look and find out what probably our weaknesses are, but also strengths and weaknesses can go to planning. So suppose you wanted to learn C++ in the next year. How on earth are you going to achieve this? What are the things that you think you are weak on in order to be good at C++, to get good at it? So knowing those things is helps with self-expression as well. And then once we are practicing, we sometimes lose interest. And why are we losing our focus? Why do we have days where we don't want to get out of bed in the morning? We don't want to wake up and pull the duvet over our bed. And we look at positivity, because positivity equals drive. And if you're a TypeScript and JavaScript programmer, you'll have a laugh at what I just said there. And then we change tact. We start taking the action. So it's not just politicians that don't take the action, because why do we attack politicians? It's because they say things and don't follow or act on the behavior. And if you're sometimes like me, we say and have these inspirational things, but wonder a month later, why have we not taken the action? Why are we not planning things or losing the focus? So we have a module on that. And to do with taking the action is job hunting, understanding the job market. What is the role of a recruiter? What is the role of bulletin boards and job sites and job serves? How does that help? Understanding the job market really does help if you're hunting for another job. And to do with that, we need to learn how to write a CV. I've seen a lot of CVs that are dross. I'm not a recruiter, but I've seen enough of them to understand what makes a really good CV. And I'll show you a shorthand form of writing a CV and a long form. And then if one day you are unfortunate to be called into the office and being told your job is no longer there because of redundancy, I have a section to deal with that special situation and to some steps to get you from the bottom of the pit to the emerging heights that which you will need to take if you experience a job loss. And finally, the final module of this video course, we'll look at networking and strategy. Now, networking is such a big field, and I can give you a really good example. I used to be a Java user group leader in the noughties, and I ran a user group in London. And before then, I thought I wasn't really good at networking. I don't know people, I don't know engineers in London, but I decided to have a go. And it really did change my software development life. I met so many talented individuals, Java champions, Oracle, Sun Microsystems, valued people from Adobe. I met so many people. I even met the person who invented Maven. I sat next to the person who invented the Spring framework in a conference. So that tells you and tells me that I know how to network, and there are lots of strategies. I'm writing this course as you speak, and it's still not in a finished state, so I will add some bits and bobs throughout this course, and I hope that is a good enough plan of action. So I'll see you at the next lecture, which will be UN Control, and thank you for purchasing. I'll see you there.